Step 3 is aptitude. Aptitude. What are you good at? Discover your best. This is my favorite part. I don't like talking about attitude because sometimes my attitude is not pure joy. I like discover your best because it's fun to discover, well, your best. For God created you, and He's given you experiences, abilities, personality. Those are all gifts He's given. Passions you have, interests and values, but the utmost foundational piece, the most important, is our calling. For God has called you out of the darkness into a marvelous light. He's given you spiritual gifts. Go Google spiritual gifts. Find out today. Make today be the day you hear God calling. You identify what you believe your spiritual gifts are. There's assessments you can take. Those are all online. Okay? The X factor is the Lord. Everyone has interests, passions. They have skills, abilities, personality. But do you have the Lord? Are you asking the Lord to come with you? He's an X factor. He's exponential when you multiply with Him. All right. Summarize your best. Here's one of those downloads for free I'll share with you in a little bit, and also in your workbook. Opportunity to write down your gifts, your passions, your X factor. Identify those. Identify those. And just brainstorm. If you're like me, sometimes you get caught up in I got to have the perfect the first time. No, this is why you can print these 1,000 times. You can use your workbook again and again. Start summarizing your best because it's all funnel to how you go. This is now inward. It all funnels to how eventually you go outward, seeking to serve. Remembering this, my favorite verse, Ephesians 2:10. For we are God's masterpiece, created for good works. The good works He prepared in advance for us through Christ Jesus so that we would walk in them. So Jim can ask me what Ephesians 2:10 is, just like Philip with Jeremiah 29:11. And I'll go ahead and raffle that off because that is in me. Matter of fact, in my Jesus calling, how many of you have Jesus calling? Okay. You need to get it if you're struggling with being in the Word of God. It's a great point in the morning. I call it my morning coffee with Jesus. If you're like me, then you need to have this in your life, something that you can tangibly go, yep, prayed, yep, did my true statements, yep, did my Jesus calling, I worship, grateful attitude and heart. And on the back, I have the lies I've chosen to believe over the years that I no longer desire to or want to believe about myself and others. The first one is, I am a failure, I will fail. I struggle with that. I don't want to screw up. You know what pains me inside right now to go, I screwed up that slide, I copied it over wrong. If I let that go too long, seriously, I can let that sow a seed of failing, of not being right or perfect. It's a joke. We all know that. But somewhere back here, that takes root if we let it. So I say, no. I am made in God's image as His masterpiece to do the good works that He has planned for me to do because He has purposed me as His blessing. I will not fail. That's me rewriting Ephesians 2:10 in Genesis 1, I think it's 1:28. Consider that. Where's your attitude? How does that transfer over to your time with God and with others? Step 4, altitude. So now we have hearing God calling. Where's your attitude? What are you good at? Aptitude. Now how do we take that to target opportunities? We're starting to transition to outward. We're still inward. We're targeting opportunities that are a good fit for us. What problems are out there? How can we serve them with the solutions that we provide based on our skills, abilities, personality, experiences, interests, and the X factor. The X factor. Each of you should use whatever gift you've received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in various forms, 1 Peter 4:10. All of us, none of us are excluded from the grace of God if we access it. 6 factors for targeting. Now this is great for LinkedIn as well because when I started coaching LinkedIn in 2013, there were 130 million people on the platform. Today, there are over 700 million people on LinkedIn. That's an ocean of potential contacts, but how do I target who I need to talk to? This is one of the ways to do that. 6 factors for targeting. What kind of occupation do I want? What kind of employers would I love to work for? What locations can I work for them in? Virtually, in person? Am I willing to travel? What kind of income do I want or need? And back when I left full-time W-2 sales commissioned industry, I was making over 6 figures, and I left to go to full-time vocational ministry, not making six figures, and I did budgets from $25K a year up to $80K a year. And when I talked to the salary, or when I negotiated the salary, it was 65 a year. That church says, yes, we can do 65, like that. I was like, oh shoot, I should ask for more. That was too easy, right? But when you start thinking about income, what do you need? What do you want? Get two numbers. And that creates a range for you to play in. Don't go interviewing for ranges that don't fit you. You're kidding yourself, you're kidding them, and you're leading people astray, including yourself. But so that's something to consider as a factor for targeting. Also, platforms and culture. Do you want to be employed? Do you want to be 1099? Do you want to be W-2? Do you want to be in a nonprofit? Do you want to be in a for-profit? What kind of platforms and what kind of culture do they have? Do they celebrate success? Or are they always telling you more, more, more? You got to consider that kind of stuff when you target who you want to connect with, not just for the job, but even in your network to help you get to that place. You guys will go over all this over time in this room. There's a target opportunities exercise, also downloadable for free. You can get that. Now, my favorite two questions. I call these the ultimate career-changing questions. What do you do best? Or what do I do best? Now, who needs it the most? That basically funnels into all this. Guys, how much did you all pay for this today? Zero. Maybe you should. And the reason being is sometimes free just doesn't get it done. Okay? Now, you invested time to get here and time to go home. So yes, there is somewhat of an investment. This workbook will change your life. You should see mine. The cover's off because I just fold it and bend it and work it again. So that's all in that book. There's a free resume builder online. Not because you can't do your own resume, but don't get all tied up on making it look pretty. Make it be functional. Make it be scannable by computers and by the human eye. What I like this free resume builder for is a nice online free opportunity for you to create what's called a master resume. Just dump all what's in your brain about what you've done in the past, what you want to do next, just kind of put it in that kind of template. And it could save it for you and spit it out to you in PDF, Word, whatever. But that's all in there too. Okay. Step 5, searching. So we're almost done here. Seek to serve. We talked about that a lot. But seeking to serve, the steps of a man are established by the Lord, and he delights in his way. Psalm 37:23. I also like many of the plans of a man's heart, but it's who directs our steps? The Lord. Commit your plans to the Lord, and they will succeed. That's Proverbs 16. Giving versus getting. I got to get a job today. I got to get a job today. I got to get a job today. We've all been there. It's hard not to go there sometimes. When the writing's on the wall and your budget is upside down, yes, I get it. Try to take a breath and go, how can I give versus getting? How can I give versus get? Give versus get. And guess what? This is the kind of language that you can share when it's in your heart, you can share in an interview. What's your philosophy? What's your ideal interaction with the boss? Well, I want to talk about how we can give to each other instead of just getting or taking. You know, these kind of terminology will help you frame up how to answer those interview questions. One of the hardest ones is tell me about yourself. Not when you know this stuff. Not when you're seeking to serve. Not when you go through time with Jim and the team here and Karen and Bob and all that. Networking for personal referrals. Hurry up, get out your phones, take a picture of this. I don't know anybody is one of the biggest obstacles people have in their minds, right? Who do I know? I don't know anyone. I don't know how to network. I don't know who to contact. Who do I talk to? I just told you LinkedIn has 700 million people on it. Go start there. I'd rather screw up on LinkedIn than screwing up in person. If you need to screw up, go use LinkedIn as your screw up ground to go test the waters on how you're communicating and interacting and how you're sharing this kind of information. Take a picture of that. This will help you navigate how to get into those companies that maybe you thought were untouchable. Or connecting with those highfalutin folks you thought I could never connect with. That's a whole other conversation. I have a LinkedIn course for you here in a little bit. So how to recruit recruiters, that's covered here. That's important. Of course, you know a lot about that. Jim's a great asset for that. How to craft and deliver networking scripts, or the elevator pitch, or the tell me about yourself question. God bless you. That's all in there. All right, searching on the iWork website. We talked about this, and Jim will talk more about it. Register and log in. You can do a simple search by keywords and zip codes. There are over almost 9,000 jobs in there right now. I just checked as I was coming up here. You can get customized job alerts. You can submit applications for those that receive applications on it. Smaller companies use this site also as their application tracking system. Maybe they don't have a big HR department, but they want to get that resume emailed. This system can help them do that, and you can also track how that's going. Okay? Register, log in at idlewild.org/iWork. That will link you out eventually to the Job Connection site. So launch today with that. Okay. Step 6, sorting, wowing interviews. Okay, we'll move forward. You never want to carry in a bad attitude to an interview. Right? Don't use harmful words and all that kind of stuff. My last boss was a moron. The only time you could say that, no, you shouldn't even say that then, is if you were self-employed. The last boss I had, meaning me, did some stupid things. No, I'm just kidding. That's why I'm here with you now. Anyway, wowing interviews. In this section, you'll find out, are you prepared for this interview? Are you passionate about the opportunity? Because that will show through if you aren't and aren't. That makes sense. The types of interviews that there are. Okay. How to engage those interviewers, how to practice. We have 12 key questions you must be good at answering. If you can be good at these 12, rock solid, the rest, you're like Teflon Don. The rest is going to bounce off of you. You've got to come equipped with this core 12. And then how to have the money talk. The money talk. Thank God for the internet and things like Glassdoor and even LinkedIn. You can get a lot of this information ahead of time if you do your due diligence. Now, step 7, after we've done all that, we went upward. We went inward, where we had our attitude, we had our aptitude, we had our altitude. Then we went through searching, sorting, now selecting. To walk in the good works, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not lean on your own understanding. Not every box is going to be checked sometimes in that job opportunity. But what's God have to say? What's God have to say? One of my favorite conversations to have in an interview that leads into this is, yes, I'm okay with starting at X amount per hour or my salary. Is there room for a 6-month review for advancement or growth in that department? Yeah, I'm open to it. Great. That's all you need. Great. Okay. You could check that off as an opportunity for growth in that company. See, these are things who wants to go, I'm just going to sit here, get the job, and squat and stay here for the rest of my, who wants a teammate like that? Not many. So asking those kinds of questions opens the door to possibilities for everyone. It's a little bonus. So, an offer too good to refuse. Again, you're God's masterpiece. Not one and done, but one of a kind. If God prepared it, you can walk in it. You got to take steps in that direction, though. An offer too good to refuse, not like merging The Godfather in with God. The movie The Godfather, right? An offer too good to refuse. That's kind of where that comes from, right? How to get an offer, how to make an offer. Ooh, I like that one. How to make an offer gives you what? Leverage. How to make an offer. Not just, whatever you give, I'll be okay. That's not good enough. How to evaluate an offer. This is my favorite place. I don't know, I've shared this so many times with folks that don't even know about the workbook, don't care. How to evaluate an offer. This is a nice template that helps you, say you have 3 offers that come up, because you will get multiple offers if you follow this. Sit them side by side and analyze them. Where do you need to go? By working on this worksheet per company, it will help you evaluate the offer and negotiate the offer. Got it? Yes? Yes. All right. Good. So, understand offers better. That's in there. But always remember, you are God's masterpiece. I didn't get it. Doesn't matter. You're God's masterpiece. I didn't get the job offer. You're God's masterpiece. Right? It's tough, but it's there for you to access. Once again, the iWork website, I want you to go there. And write this down. Take a picture of this. I created a little link for you, brianhorvath.com/iWork. There's a chance for you or an opportunity for you. You need to go download this hot list of links, exactly what it looks like right here. And you can get all of these tools that I mentioned so far today. Go there and download it for free, as well as register. That button there, Jim, I put it on there too, for them just if they go to that site, they can also access the website. And then I created a how to make the right connections on LinkedIn web class. And I love it. It's one of my passions because I love technology. I love tools to help people, and I love career work. LinkedIn's a great place to do all of that. So I called it How to Make the Right Connections on LinkedIn, a super secret strategy that every LinkedIn user should know. And if you're not on LinkedIn, this will help you get started well, and encourage you in the process. It's free, it's on demand, so it's not like a certain time. You can watch it in increments of 15 minutes. And you can watch it again and again and again, all that stuff. But go there and check that out. Need me to unplug this? Thanks, guys. Appreciate y'all.